Again, background of why it's needed. Industrial space availability in Lawrence is only at 1%. This was identified in the Lawrence market snapshot that Colliers International provided in January of this year. So it's very low vacancy rate, and frankly, that is a challenge, I think, for our community to provide the available space that's needed. Also, we provided a link to a document that was prepared by Colliers in the Kansas City market that talked about speculative industrial market in Kansas City and how strong it is in the region, and you can see that they're setting some records. I think there's a variety of reasons for that. Marilyn Bittenbender with Colliers is here this evening, and I think she's going to go into a little bit more detail for you on what she's seen in that particular market. Many companies are looking to lease space that allows them greater flexibility than owning. Build-to-suit projects and that kind of construction can have a long lead time, and many times these companies are needing the space immediately. So that's the reason why industrial spec has really taken off. And there's a couple of examples in our local area of companies that had to lease space in Kansas City. These are our existing companies, and we did not have the inventory in industrial warehouse space for them to be able to lease that space here in Lawrence. Also, cities in Johnson County are providing incentives for spec industrial development, and there's several examples that I provided in your packet, but 3 different examples, and these were actually marketing materials that the companies are using to market these properties, and they're listing in Olathe, there was an example of a 50% 10-year abatement, Lenexa, a 55% 10-year abatement, and a Shawnee example of an 80% 10-year abatement. So these abatements can be important for the bottom line, not only for the developer, but also the benefits are passed on to the tenants. So again, that's why we're seeing this in the marketing materials, because it makes the space more affordable for the tenants of this kind of space. We're currently at a disadvantage particularly with industrial spec development, because when we have a company come to Lawrence and say they're interested in developing a project like this, and they ask the city what might be available for this kind of development, we point them to our economic development application, and of course there's a lot of information that they have to complete there, but as you know, our policies require specific job creation data, wage data, and then we have those targets included in performance agreements tied specifically to their answers. Well, kind of by its very nature, with this development being speculative, that information is typically not known when the applicant is interested in doing a project. So with these, we really are having to say we really can't be of much assistance to you, because if you can't complete the application, we have really no answer from that point. Also, I think getting the first few tenants in Lawrence Venture Park particularly is important to catalyze future investment in that area.